Hello, welcome to our training, How to Keep Your Subscribers. My name is Hamad. I'm part of the Track Rhino team, and I'm here to help you in today's training. Now, this training is for those of you that have already acquired one subscriber. So, first of all, let me congratulate you. You have started your journey into building a subscription business with your music. Now, we want to focus on keeping your subscribers around. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this training comes with a workbook. So make sure you have your workbook. The best way to consume this training is go through the entire training once and then go back, start it over, open up your workbook, and go section by section. But before we get into the workbook content, I want to talk to you about why keeping your subscribers around is so important. So now that you have subscribers, you have to keep them around. This is like a fundamental of having a subscription business. And part of the reason why you want to keep them around is because your subscribers equal money. So every subscriber you lose equals lost money. Your subscribers pay you every single month. They pay you to receive content. So every subscriber that you lose means you will lose money. And you want to avoid that because if you lose too many subscribers, you're out of business. So you want to keep as many subscribers as you can. There's a few reasons why. The number one reason why is because it's harder to get a new subscriber than keep an existing one. So if you have to put in a lot of effort to get a new subscriber, if you have to do a lot of sales to get a new subscriber, you have to do a lot less to keep them around. And you want to keep them around because the more you keep around, the more money you make. Now, it's impossible for you to keep all of them around. There do come circumstances where people are no longer interested in the content, or financial situations change, or whatever it may be. You will never be able to keep 100% of your subscribers. Some of them will go away. The key is to keep as many as you can and to acquire more than you lose. It's a very fundamental part of understanding why keeping subscribers around is so important. Now, the way you keep people around, the phrase that we use is retention, which is just a fancy way of saying how to keep people around. And what we've created for you is the best practices. This is what people that are in this industry of subscription, these are the best practices they use when they're first creating their retention plan. It's composed of two parts. A retention plan is content and communication. It's those two things broken down. And we're going to start by going deeper into content. Now, your content plan really is you've made a promise to your audience, right? These are not just regular fans, they're not just people who are interested in what you're doing. These people are super fans. They want to pay you every single month to consume your content. Similarly, we consider you our super fans here at Track Rhino because you pay us every month and you keep the product going. You keep using the product. You keep using our services. So you are our super fans. So think of your fans the same way, someone who you really need to keep your promise to about what you're going to deliver. Imagine you paid us every single month and the Track Rhino cards didn't work. You'd be pretty angry. So your content plan is you fulfilling your promise to your subscribers. And the promise you've made to your subscribers is you're going to pay me every month and I'm going to give you content. So the two questions you need to be asking yourselves when you're coming up with a plan for the content is, what are you going to post on your Track Rhino portal? What information, what content are you going to be sharing? And how often are you going to post that on the Track Rhino portal? These two things are very important to your super fans and your audience because this is what they're paying you for, is that exclusive content that no one else gets. And in your workbooks, you will find a template that looks similar to this, where it simply breaks down the different types of content you can make and the different type of schedules you can follow. Like, for instance, you could release new music once a month. In your workbooks, you'll find many different examples and many different types of schedules you can have. It's not meant to be a template that you use and just copy and paste. Come up with your own ideas and your own schedule, but it's important that you write all of it down so you know the value that you're delivering to people and when you need to deliver it. Super important when it comes to retention, keeping that promise. The next part of retention is about communication. So you know exactly what you're going to make, but you have to let them know when it's available. People forget, right? You might tell someone when you first sell them the subscription that, hey, once a week you're going to get new content, but then people forget to check, and then they're going to get dissatisfied. You want to make sure you're communicating with them frequently so they're well aware about what's coming up and what plans you have. So make sure you're communicating frequently with your audience. What does a communication plan really comprise of? Well, it's very, very simple. It's how are you going to communicate? How often are you going to communicate? And how are you going to make them feel special? So the how are you going to communicate is fairly simple. And you'll find examples in your workbook as well, but this really comes down to the medium that you prefer. Is it email? Is it text? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? How are you going to let people know, hey, I just released some new music on your track rhino cards, go check it out. Hey, there's a new discount available. Hey, I've got some new merch coming out. Well, how are you going to let them know? You have to figure that out, right? You have to plan for how you're going to be able to communicate with, is it 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 100 people? What is the medium you're going to use to communicate with them? Some of the things you might want to think about is, what do they want to communicate on, and what's easy for you. Then you want to think about, how often are you going to communicate with them. I'll tell you right now, if you were texting and you were texting me every single day, that would be too much. I would get annoying. I wouldn't want to receive a text every single day, even from my favorite artist. It's just overwhelming. But once a week, every time there's an update, there's got to be a constant pace that you set with the audience so they know when to hear from you. They expect you. It's like your favorite television show. There's a consistency. It's on at the same time every single day. Same way, uh, your audience expects to hear from you on a frequent basis. So you decide how often are they going to hear from you. And then finally, how are you going to make them feel special? This is so crucial when it comes to having a subscription business, when it comes to retaining people, when it comes to keeping people around, is making them feel special, not just giving them what you promised them, but going above and beyond. And this can be many different iterations, right? You can give them surprise contests, or you can give them giveaways and special prizes and things like that. But the best thing that we've seen that's most effective with artists is to shout out your community. Mention them, give them credits on the album, give them credits in YouTube videos, and just mention them when you're doing interviews or podcasts and other things. Let your super fans know that you're thinking about them. Let your super fans know that it's because of them and because of the contributions they're making towards your career, they're able to go out there and do all of the things that you're doing. And that's going to make them feel appreciated. So it's the cheapest thing you can do, which is be grateful for your super fans, and it's the best thing to do to make them feel special. But there are other ideas you can come up with as well, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Now, keep this in mind, retention is ongoing. This is just the start of your journey when it comes to transforming your business and becoming a subscription business. And I welcome all of you to email us, message us, ask us your questions, ask us for help. We are here for you. This is what we do. You guys are our super fans, and we want to treat you guys right. So if you have questions, if you need help, we're here for you. We're gonna be there. We're gonna help you out. You can email us. The email should be on your screen right now. And the final words of wisdom I can leave you with is, there is more coming. It's not just retention. There are other steps that you need to focus on as well. But let's focus on getting more subscribers and retaining them. And we'll talk about the next steps very soon.